or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
Money's coming to me.
You know, the stock market is not the economy. It's not helping the man on the street.
The stock market is not the economy. How refreshing is that? After years of lying, the fake business news networks telling us that the stock market was the economy over and over.
Our economy is surging along. It's surging.
Our economy's surging. No, our economy wasn't surging. The stock market was surging. And why is our stock market so much better than our economy? I mean, think about it. Our stock market since March lows, the stock market has rallied 50%, the S&P, 50%. The economy, on the other hand, you combine our economic growth, GDP, with the earnings, mix them together, it comes out a negative 40%. So the stock market is going up 50%, the economy is going down 40%, and thank God, finally, they unveiled the truth. The stock market is not in any way the economy. It's a casino funded by a casino. $26 trillion has been printed to push the stock market up since 2008. And you've been in bonds? What are you, nuts? All this week, people have been so upset about gold. No, we're not upset. Our gang members made a lot of money in gold. Now let's think about gold, GLD. It's up 40%. 40% GLD, that stock. It pulled back 6%. And everybody said, oh, that's the end of it because they're going to get a virus. I mean, they're going to have a vaccine to cure the virus. And once they have that vaccine, it's over for gold. More lies from the fake business news network. That's not true at all. Not true at all. Remember, gold is not correlated with COVID-19 or any disease. There's nothing to do with it. It's all about printing money. As long as you print money, the printing of money, I mean, we keep printing money every day. Every day. We're printing like $25 billion a day just to keep the rates down for mortgages. We're buying treasuries. 35 billion a day. Now, think about that for a minute. We're printing 35 billion a day to purchase treasuries so that we can keep those yields down on treasuries, which keeps the interest rates down on the mortgages. All fake, all phony. Now, all the printing of money, what does that do? When you print money, first of all, that's inflation. You print money, it destroys the value, the purchasing power of the dollar. And when you have inflation, you destroy the purchasing power of the dollar, that means gold goes up. And all we have been doing has been printing money since 2001, for God's sakes. 62 million an hour. We are printing money at 62 trillion per hour. That's crazy. That's an increase of, when you go to bed at night, think about this. When you go to bed at night and your feet hit the floor in the morning, 1.5 trillion has been printed. 1.5 trillion. So all this printing, and you know why they do it? They keep printing and printing to keep interest rates down because the debt keeps going up. But now we got a problem. And this is all before the virus. This is the real pandemic. This is before the virus. Nobody's talking about it. They think, oh, once we have the vaccine, everything's all better. Our economy's going to be roaring again. And we're going to go back to normal. No, we haven't been at normal. This whole economy's been fake. I'm glad we've been long in the market during this whole fake rally for 12 years. But one thing that we knew, my members knew, we knew when to get out of any of these stocks. We never got caught in a correction. We were always out of stocks before they pulled back. That's the key. That's the key to success. But anyone to sit here and tell me that it's over for gold because they're going to get this vaccine, so it's over for COVID-19 is nuts. They're absolutely nuts. They're lying to you too, by the way, if they tell you that. Gold is only going to go higher and higher. As long as our country has debt, they got to keep printing money, to keep buying treasuries, to get the interest rates down on those treasuries. Remember, when you buy a treasury, the yield goes down. That's interest rates. Yield goes down. The more debt we have, 26 trillion in debt, they have no choice but to keep on printing money, to keep buying treasuries, keep those interest rates down. But we got a problem, as I said a second ago. You can't get the interest rates any lower than zero. We're out of ammo. So what do you do now? There lies the problem. Okay, we're going to go to negative rates. You're going to have to pay the bank to take your money. What are you, nuts? The one thing of all this insanity, the one thing that makes sense is gold. Now, I don't buy physical gold. I buy mining stocks. I buy gold stocks, and you should do the same. You should do the same. And all you need to know is when to get out. So I had to laugh this week when everybody said it's over for gold. We had a 5%, 6% pullback. Each time our national debt increases, because we keep spending more because we keep spending more than our income, the government always spends more than their income every day. And our debt keeps growing 35 times faster than our economy. Something's up. Something's very wrong. Instead of Congress cutting back and spending, they you know what they should be doing? They should be going into a recession. That's right. See, recessions are a normal part of our economic cycle. It's like the economies. It's the same thing as businesses. They go into Chapter 11 bankruptcy to get rid of their debt. Then they come out of Chapter 11 bankruptcy and they're a clean company and they take off like a rocket ship. A recession is the same thing. A recession is the same thing for the economy. But these presidents won't put you into a recession. Remember when George Bush, the banks collapsed? And he saved the banks with TARP. How stupid that was. The best thing to do is to put the country into a recession. It's there for a reason. It's there for a reason. But yet they don't do it, do they? See, recessions, like I said, they're normal. They're normally, they're just part of the cycle. They're part of the economic cycle. It's capitalism. Now, yes, we endure hardships, but there's a lot of benefits to recessions. We wouldn't be in the mess we're in right now. I'll explain it when we get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night. You don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Graney, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be. But you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
So, the market since 2008 has gone up over about 400%, a little more than 400%. Well, it's not because the economy ever recovered, because it wasn't the economy that recovered. What recovered was the stock market. It was financially engineered, but they were able to convince you, take parking space in your head, that the stock market was the economy when it's not. The fake Business News Network for the last 12 years has been pointing out the stock market is booming, but they don't call it that. They call it the economy. Well, now they can't. Finally, the truth came out, because now the economy, they're admitting, has collapsed. And the question is, how could the economy be collapsing, going down 40%, and the stock market still keep going up and holding it up there? How do you hold the stock market up when the economy's collapsing? Makes no sense. Well, it only makes sense if you understand how the crooks work. And if you understand how they work, you can make money on both ways. Like I said, I've known this since 2008. But we've made money, our members have made money, buying stocks and catching that whole rally. We're going to even make more money, and here's the key. When we get out of the market, so many people are going to get hurt in the stock market because you're not going to be told when to get out. Do you think the fake Business News Network is going to tell you to get out? Listen to this today. Listen to this BS.
The amount of money the Fed has put into markets equates to nearly $10,000 per U.S. citizen. It's an unbelievable amount of money.
So what he's saying is they printed money and they put so much money in the stock market. And what they did when they said, first of all, remember, money went into the stock market. But before the money went into the stock market, what else did they do? They printed money, all kinds of money. 65 billion, 85 billion every day, every month, to buy treasuries to make sure they could bring interest rates down to zero. Then they printed money, gave it to the four biggest banks to go in and buy stocks to push stocks up. Now, the key to getting that interest rates down to zero, that was really key, because they wanted to take that money and lend it to CEOs of corporations so they would buy their own stocks to push their stock price up. So they didn't have to worry about having profits. So you had this whole stock market rallying with companies not having profits. Only a handful, 6, 7 stocks had profits. That's the usual, your FANG stocks. You know them all. Facebook, Google, Amazon, Netflix, throw in Apple, throw in Microsoft. They didn't drive the market. Those are the only companies, remember, that had profits. And what's happening is everybody jumped into those stocks because they're the only companies that had real profits. But it's not going to help when the market collapses. You can't hide in those stocks. You can't hide in those stocks. You can't hide in 6 stocks out of 500. Not going to make any difference. Everybody thinks they're safe in those stocks. You got to know when to get out of those stocks as well. There's not going to be any place to hide. So the whole idea behind this scheme, and they've done this for 12 years, is to just keep printing and printing this money to buy treasuries, to drop interest rates, give those interest rates to the loan money to CEOs so they could buy their own shares back, stock goes up, don't need profit. So you listen to this guy here. He says
the amount of money the Fed has put into markets equates to nearly $10,000 per U.S. citizen.
Now that's $10,000 per U.S. citizen they put in the market. But remember, each citizen that's born today owes $73,000. Every baby is born today now. Their part of our debt, of our national debt, is $73,000. Can you imagine? But then this next guy says,
so I think the underlying economy, like, make no mistake, is getting better.
How could the underlying economy be getting better if they had to print money to push the stock market up because they weren't having profits? How could the economy be getting better? It's impossible. The economy can't be getting better. The economy has been going down even before this virus. That's right. The economy's been going down constantly, 40% every quarter, while the stock market goes up. But they're telling you the economy's getting better. At the same time, they're telling you they've been pushing money into the stock market to push it up artificially, where each person, that's $10,000 per citizen. You talk about contradiction. Then you hear this.
There is some green shoots out there that will lead me to believe that this market or this economy is going to turn around fairly soon.
Fairly soon. What an idiot. What an idiot. Fairly soon? This economy hasn't turned around since 2008. It hasn't turned around since... We haven't turned this economy around since 2008. All they did is turn the stock market around. And that is costing you dearly. By having the debt, the national debt we have at $26 trillion, and think of it for a moment. I talked about this yesterday. It took what? 41 presidents. It took, I think, 42 presidents and 212 years to increase the national debt to $6 trillion. It took just 3 presidents, Bush, Obama, and Trump, in 19 years to run the national debt up to $26 trillion. Up to $26 trillion. So they're out there running the debt up. That's the economy. There's the debt. All that. We got all this debt. We can't even... and that's why they're frantic. That's why every time they run the debt up, they go print more money to keep buying treasuries to make sure they can keep interest rates low on that debt, so that we don't go into a depression. When George Bush got hit with 9/11, remember what happened? This is where it all started. He should have went into a recession, but he didn't. It cost it. When I get back, I'm going to give you some numbers that are insane. But in the meantime, join my gang. It's free for 10 days. Get the color-coded chart. And make sure you're always getting in the market at the right time, but out at the right time.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market is still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. when the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
PhilsGang.com is not the only way you can stay in touch with what we do throughout the day. With today's social media, you can stay up to date with Phil's Gang current events. You can find Phil's Gang on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and more. Phil's Gang Radio Show is broadcast live Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook, Periscope, and, of course, YouTube. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Go to philsgang.com and find our social media buttons at the top left-hand corner of the site. philsgang.com and Phil's Gang Social Media, keeping you connected.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market is still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. You know, this pandemic, the amount of money, I mean, let's think about this for a moment, the numbers. Obama, with his pandemic, if you look at worldwide, I confused people with the number. I'll break it down for the U.S. But U.S., his deaths were 20,000. Worldwide, it was 200,000. But let's use the 20,000. And they printed $7 billion to fight that pandemic where 20,000 people died. So let's break it down. Trump, 168,000 people died, but they put in $8 trillion to fight that pandemic. When they should have, if they put in $7 billion against 20,000 deaths under Obama, to make it even, they should only put in $58 billion, not $8 trillion against 168,000. So where's the rest of the money going? The 58 trillion, I mean, where's the 58 billion, difference between 58 billion and 8 trillion? If you did everything equal, once again, the 20,000 U.S. deaths under Obama's pandemic cost $7 billion. Then that means the 168,000 U.S. deaths under Trump should have cost $58 billion. But it's $8 trillion. You know where that money's going? You got it. Going right back to buying treasuries. That's all they keep doing. Because, see, there's no gold standard. And that's what's going to kill this country. And that's what's going to put this country into a deepest recession ever. Now, if you just think with some common sense with gold and gold mining stocks, just for a moment. When all this started, if you go back, when George Bush got hit with 9/11, that wasn't his fault. Al-Qaeda, remember, spent $500,000 to plan it and carry it out, but it cost the U.S. $3 trillion to clean up the damage. The physical damage, okay, was about $178 billion. And then remember, they set up Homeland Security. Then they funded a war program. Then they funded a program for future wars and veterans. That came to $3.3 trillion. They didn't have the $3.3 trillion. What he should have done is gone into a recession. That's what recessions are for. When countries don't have money, you don't keep the debt going. You clean it up. You clean it up. It's like a bankruptcy for a large corporation. They have Chapter 11. You do the same thing for a country, but it's called a recession. Now, because they don't do that, the consequence of printing money to buy treasuries, remember, for what purpose? So the more money they borrow to keep those interest rates down, the money they borrow, that's why they keep printing money, and we get screwed, you and I. Now think about it. They keep borrowing money, which they got to pay interest on. So every time they borrow money for everything, and they, remember, we keep borrowing and borrowing and borrowing, the benefit is gold. Because every time they borrow money, and then we print money to buy treasuries to keep the interest down on the money that we borrowed, that causes inflation, causes the dollar to weaken and gold to rally. So that's the beautiful thing about being in gold. But again, a recession, normally recessions follow these, when you have bad times, economic times, a recession's a normal economic cycle. It's part of capitalism. Yes, during recessions, we endure hardships. Anytime you have a downturn and you go into a recession, of course it's tough. But while it's painful, remember, it's a necessary evil. Because instead of keep printing money and borrowing money and going into debt and laying that debt on our kids and grandkids, the good thing is it forces resets. Like in pricing, like the stock market. Right now, the stock market prices are 144% higher than they should be. We should be in we should let it go into a recession. And if you go to a recession, we'll reset those prices back. You reset prices back on cars. Right now, they can't sell new cars. All they're selling is used cars, and they're $6,000 more than they were 2 months ago. So a recession will reset those prices. So you see, recessions aren't all bad. Also, too, recessions work because it causes attitude changes in people. They become, instead of irresponsible in their spending, they become frugal. They tighten their belt. We stop making these unnecessary purchases. Or we're going to purchase something, we just don't purchase it. We become better shoppers. We look elsewhere for better deals. So there's a lot of good for recessions. Yes, it hurts, no question, especially people who lose their jobs. But recessions only last a year, sometimes less. But when you come out of that recession, your economy grows like unbelievable, like a rocket ship. Your economy grows, and you don't have that debt on your back. And then finally, you can grow an economy 4-5%. We haven't hit 3% in 12 years. Because remember, when we had 9/11, Bush didn't want to go into recession. When we had the banks, after his housing bust, he rewarded the banks. Why reward banks? The good thing about recession is you get rid of the bad players. He should have gotten rid of those bad banks. That's what the recession is for, get rid of the bad players. But instead, he turned around and he rewarded them. He rewarded them under TARP. So you had him rewarding the terrorist deal. He should have won the recession. He didn't. The housing crash, should have won a recession. He didn't. And now we're in a situation with the dot-com, QE, and all this debt. We should just let it go into a recession. Stop with this printing of money because it's killing our kids and our grandkids. All we're doing is putting the debt on them. And we keep rewarding bad companies. Right now, CEOs, we're printing $608 million an hour to bail out CEOs. And these CEOs, their stocks went from $20 to $120. And they're not making money. And people are sitting in these stocks thinking they're cool. Oh, look, my stock went up from $20 to $180. Wow, I'm smart. Oh, really? That's called a bubble. Called a bubble. So, once again, the market, as long as they keep printing money, they keep bringing treasuries, buying treasuries, keep interest rates going, keep them low, near zero, they can put all the debt they want on, keep pushing the stock market up, we'll be there to buy it. But boy, when this thing breaks, that's why you got to know when it's going to break. You got to be able to identify when your stock is going to collapse, when the whole market's going to collapse. So you reverse your position and you're making money on the way down with the same ease you made your money on the way up. But for people to sit here today and think this market is not going to collapse, for people to think from March, the March lows to where we are now, where the market went up 50%, and the economy went down 40%? That something's not wrong with that? And that the market's not, we're not going to give all that back? You really think that? This is why gold is going to keep going higher and higher. Please join my gang so you'll know when to get into gold, when to get out of gold, and mostly when to get the hell out of your stocks. Let them run, but you got to know when to get out. Join my gang, please.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
Hi, I'm Phil Grant at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market is still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativeGroup.com.
License number A1900020.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. By the way, just told by my producer that we were filled a couple of days ago, and I didn't know that. So I'm going to, let's do, again, I kept it to 55 because the last time we did one of these, the problem is when new people come in, they have a lot of questions. So after the webinar, they contact us, and we just had too many. We had, I think, 140 people, something like that. So we couldn't get to everybody. So we said this time we'll do 55. So I'm gonna add 15 more. So we'll handle 15 more people, and we can certainly handle that. So about 70 with you at 170 people, yeah. All right. So if you sign up. You got 15, yeah. Okay, we can do 15 more and sign up. It's going to be tomorrow morning or tomorrow at noon to 3. And if you can't make it, it's going to be archived for 2 weeks. It's only $99, okay? And it's going to be a terrific webinar where we're going to explain how do you know when to get out of a stock? How do you know when to add to it? But more important, how do you know to position yourself so when a stock is breaking or the stock market's breaking, individual stocks are breaking, how do you know that? Well, I'm going to show you that. And it's going to be worth it just to know that alone. If you go away just knowing when to get out of a stock, you got it made. Now, I was thinking during the break, while the market's been going up, now think about this. Stocks are 140% overpriced. So if you bought a stock at 20, you're doing fine because you're up big time. If you were with us, you would have bought it at the right time. But if you got in lately, you're buying a stock that went from, let's say you bought it at $48. That means you bought a stock that's 140% overpriced. Why are these stocks overpriced that much? Well, because they can keep ramping up the stock market. And the way they keep ramping up the stock market is simply keep giving money to CEOs free so they can buy their own company shares to push the stock price up. They get rich. Their partners on Wall Street get rich. The biggest shareholders get rich. But Main Street gets screwed. Because at some time, that's going to stop. Because when interest rates now are at zero and our debt keeps climbing, now you see what happens. When your debt keeps climbing and your interest rates keep at zero, so they say, okay, I'm going to add more debt because my interest rate's at zero. But if you can't lower your rates anymore and your debt keeps going up and up as it is, it's going to break. But what's happened is those stocks have been going up, way overpriced. And because we haven't had, Bush wouldn't let us into a recession after the dot-com, after 9/11, after the housing bang. We should have been into recessions because it would have fixed this. These stocks wouldn't be 140% overpriced. We'd be okay. Now, of course, there was a tremendous opportunity to have bought gold like we did. And there's going to be a tremendous opportunity to make money when the market cracks and starts going down. And explain to me how that is not going to happen. If our interest rates are as low as we can get them, and the corporations now, what they're doing is they're borrowing less and less money at zero to run their stocks up. The insiders are taking all their profits right now. They're selling their shares left and right because they know their companies can't pay back the debt. Listen to what I'm saying. Companies can't pay back their debt. Yes, they've been borrowing money at zero interest, but you still got to pay their principal back. And they can't pay back their debt. So what have we been doing? Printing more money, $600 million a day or an hour, so that we go to these companies now and we say, we're going to buy your debt. The Federal Reserve says, we're going to buy your debt. We're going to buy your debt from you and put it on our balance sheet. So think what they're doing. For heaven's sakes, now they're going to companies that should be going into bankruptcy and they're buying their debt so they don't go into bankruptcy. And now their stocks, now they're going to borrow more money free to push their stocks up more. So instead of stocks being up 144%, they'll probably be up 200%. Now my members will take advantage of that and our stocks will be up 200% or whatever it is. But the important thing is any idiot can make money on the way up. Pretty simple when the Federal Reserve keeps on printing money and making sure interest rates stay at zero, so CEOs will keep on taking on that debt. They don't have to pay any interest. But now, after 12 years, they took on so much debt, they're in deep trouble, where now they're printing, as I say, $600 million an hour to keep buying that debt from them. So the company, let's say a company has $12 million in debt, they no more have that debt. So now they don't have that debt anymore. Now they're telling them, look, we're going to buy your debt. Your balance sheet's clean now. We're going to lend now. Why don't you borrow more money? Push your stocks even higher. And this has been one hell of a rally. But it's the biggest Ponzi scheme in the world. And unfortunately, you haven't been in it. You've been in bonds. I begged you to join the gang for years. But you're in those stupid 401ks. But now is the opportunity to short the market. We will never see this opportunity again. Like we'll never see this opportunity ever again where stocks just keep going up when the companies aren't making money. I mean, think what I just said. Just think about that. Stocks will keep going up even though companies don't have earnings. They don't make money. Can you imagine? And the CEOs are getting richer and richer and richer. Because when they borrow that money, they used to put the money into new machinery, new equipment, so that you as the worker could produce more. And when you produce more, you got wage increases. Your lifestyle was good. You could even start your own business. But that all went away for the last 12 years. Think about the workers. They bypassed the workers. The CEOs took the money and said, screw you. We're not going to increase your wages by giving you new machinery and tools so you can produce more, so that we can give you a raise. We're going to bypass you. We're going to borrow that $12 million instead of buying new equipment so you can produce more, so you can make more. We're going to take that $12 million and we're going to purchase our company stock back. So our stock will keep going up. We'll buy it ourselves. Keeps going up. So we're at a point right now that the stock market is getting exhausted. And yes, they can keep on taking the debt away from these companies like they're doing every hour, $600 million an hour. They're telling a company, you got $10 million in debt? No problem. We'll take the debt off of you. You have no debt now. And so please keep on borrowing more money from us. Did you ever hear such a crazy Ponzi scheme? That's what's going on. And the whole idea is bad. Just keep interest rates at zero by buying treasuries. And the biggest thing, again, please learn one lesson from me. When they keep doing that, to keep buying treasuries, to keep interest rates down to zero so they can keep loaning money to the CEOs, so they'll keep borrowing money, so they keep pushing their own stocks up, remember what happens. When they print money, what happens? The dollar goes down in value. Inflation goes up. And what does that do to gold? Gold goes up. Take a look at the dollar, how much it's collapsed. And it's going to even collapse more. This little hiccup we had this week, because Russia came out and said we got the virus, how stupid that was. Already, look at the dollar. It's already going down. Look at our gold. It's already going back up. The gold stocks are already going back up. And the dollar's going back down. Take a couple weeks. It'll fix it. But gold hasn't even begun to reach its potential in gold stocks. Believe me, as long as this country keeps on going into debt, and it loves debt, the more gold's going to go up. So, again, tomorrow from noon to 3, we're going to tell you how to short stocks, how to identify when you should get out of the market or stock, and then short it. $99 from 12 to 3, and you got to archive for 2 weeks if you can't make it tomorrow. We'll see you on the charts.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me.